Shout out to that, man. Got a chance to see my Boston Celtics, take on my Golden State Warriors, or Deke's Golden State Warriors, since that team lost. Whoever loses, that's going to always be Deke's team. I'm always winning, all right? So us Boston fans, we won yesterday, 120 to 108. It was interesting, though, man, in terms of the ebb and flow of the game. You get Steph coming out the gate extremely hot, 6 threes the first quarter, 34 points. He showed up start to finish. But their team was inconsistent. I mean, they got up 15 at one point in the game, exploded in the third quarter like they traditionally do, thought that they were going to run away with it. And then obviously Boston responding the way that they did to start that fourth quarter, 40-point quarter on top of that. Yeah, it was nuts, man. But I was surprised because I felt like it should have been a blowout one way or the other that first game. I just thought that it would be the Warriors doing it because this their first finals game in the new arena. It's their first time back since everything with KD leaving, all of the hype. They were rested, fresh. I just thought that they would come out and, look a little bit different for the duration of the game. I was also a little saddened by the fact that, the others didn't really give me what I was looking for with Golden State, man. No,
you're definitely right.
Yeah.
Does Steph need help?
Oh, man, come on, man. You can't say Steph. Does he need help when you got...
Does Steph need help?
Nah. When you got one of them all-time greats in the backcourt with you now. Come on now.
His team around him is folding. Yeah, it was weird because Steph was going off crazy. Mm-hmm. Boston just hung around throughout all those quarters. It would get up to maybe 15 at points, 13, but then Boston would hit a 3 to just, all right, keep it within range, and then they just went absolutely off in the fourth quarter. Yeah. My thing about Steph is, should they have put him in earlier in the second quarter? Got a little cold. Yeah. Step on their throats and kill them in the first half. Mm-hmm. He was so hot. He couldn't miss. Now, some of that was Boston. I don't know what they were doing. They weren't covering him. They were just letting him wide open for threes.
Now, it was definitely interesting to see that part of it, man. But I was also a little bit surprised that in the sense of you get a game where Klay is hot. I mean, Steph is hot like that, but the rest of the Warriors, I mean, Klay gives you 15 points, Draymond 4 points, Jordan Poole, a handful of points. Like the
Wiggins
others.
With 20.
Yeah, but in contrast to Boston, where you get Jason Tatum having an off night, but then you got Al Horford going for 26. You got Pritchard giving you big buckets, big minutes in the fourth as well. I mean, you think about that. That was a little bit of an adjustment that Boston made going with Pritchard instead of Marcus Smart. And even though Marcus Smart still had a good game.
He did.
He still had some buckets. He had some timely shots. The 3 that he hit in the fourth was 2 minutes left in the game. That was huge, man, because you was kind of feeling that, all right, now they about to do it. We've seen how, how Golden State can do this. And then thinking also about how Miami in game 7 against Boston, same exact scenario. They closed it down, and it's just a Jimmy Butler transition 3 that he missed being the difference in the game. I definitely was starting to get those vibes, but that was a big time 3 by Marcus. I wonder though, if Boston can continue that, believing that they're going to get that hot in a quarter.
And that was insane. That was probably their best quarter of this whole season.
I don't know if you can hang your hat on that, or Al Horford hitting 6 threes. I don't know if you can hang your hat on that. I think defensively they did a good job, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
But yeah, the Warriors as a whole didn't play that amazing.
Right.
They were inconsistent. Man. They would get up 10, 13 points, and you felt like, all right, they're just going to win this game. Warriors are going to know how to close it out. But then they'd go on like a 3-4 minute stretch where they were ice cold.
Yeah.
And they would let Boston get back into it. And it was crazy. Even Boston was up in the first half.
Yeah.
That was after the whole first quarter and Steph going off.
Yeah.
But then you're right, third quarter, Warriors go off. They
Boston was looking bad in the third too. They've done historically as well. So it was kind of okay, seeing this, we know what this is about to look like. But Boston figured it out. They found a way, man.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things you could hang your hat on if you're a Warriors fan in terms of going forward. Belief, are you getting all those points in the fourth quarter from the Celtics? Facts. Like that? And your team pretty much outside of Steph played bad. Didn't really show. I mean, Otto Porter actually kind of gave him some random-ass points, but I mean, you got to expect Poole, Klay, Draymond to do better.
Give you more than 4. Poole has to give you more than 9 points. Yeah, it got.
Are we going to get more from Looney? No, this is kind of the matchup problem we were talking about. Robert Williams.
You're right. You're right.
It ain't the same.
Yeah. It was different.
So I don't know if you're necessarily going to get more from Looney, but you need more from the other players.
That's the difference when we talked about the size of Boston versus Dallas. Dallas don't have that. They don't have the people that can play like that and clean up inside on the glass, stuff like that. And I do think that did play a role when you're talking about Looney and even Draymond to an extent. It is a difference, but this Golden State team, man, I think they respond in game 2.
Yeah, I think in general, with how the teams typically perform, Warriors underachieved, Boston overachieved. Mm-hmm. But you could also say with Boston, Tatum didn't really have a good game, but he gritted it out.
No, he definitely.
That was still a good game,
And the thing with Tatum is this. Even though he wasn't giving you buckets, he was still giving you assists. He wasn't turning the ball over, and he played really good defense. Those are some of the intangibles that Tatum brings. And that's why when you're looking at him and saying, okay, even with an off night, he can still be
he was just off shooting.
Yeah. Whereas like with other players, when they have off night and this is all they can do is just score, you feel it a little bit. Like when Steph is off, it's like you feel it a little bit more than per se a Tatum being off, like how it was with Boston. And that's why Boston could still find a way to win by double digits with him having an off night. Whereas if Steph has an off night, we all can see that. We all can feel that Warriors team doesn't look anywhere near the same caliber. So
this was a huge win for Boston.
Oh, what major.
Just getting one this early. I mean, it was game 1 on the road. Exactly.
Yes,
Like it could have been either game 1 or game 2.
Yeah.
Either or would have been a huge win. But to get it in the first one, I mean, I'm sticking with my pick of Warriors, but that was a big win. For Boston.
It's always Dub Nation,
Boston,
man.
I mean, this was one of the question marks going into it too. Is like, how are they gonna look? Are they gonna look confident late in games?
Yeah,
that they could close it out. I thought they looked confident throughout the whole game.
Man. I would definitely agree.
So you got to give them credit.
How you feel about game 2? Because game 2 is tomorrow.
Yeah. You sure?
Is it Sunday? It might be Sunday.
I think they're doing 3 days in between now. I think for the finals.
I haven't looked.
Let me double check.
Okay.
I got it pulled up on DraftKings. All right, it's not changed. Hold on. Let me get to the game real quick. Okay, it is saying Sunday, June 5th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sunday.
So what's it? Friday? Yeah. So this is 3 days break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they played last night, so they have Friday, Saturday, and play Sunday night.
Yeah, 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is Sunday night. Yeah, 8-10.
Yeah.
Well, Warriors are still favored. It's the same line pretty much, -4.
I mean, it's hard. Like
that's what it was in game 1.
Yeah, it's hard.
-170 for the Warriors.
I just feel like, what are the chances of Boston winning the first 2 games in Golden State on the road in the final? Like,
if they play like that, I could see it happening. But
at the same
I don't know
time,
if we can expect that fourth quarter again.
But see, for me, at the same time, if they play like that, I could also see them getting blown out, because that fourth quarter, like you said, that was more outlier to me. I'm looking at the first 3 quarters, and I'm just like, I don't know if that would be enough. But then again, Clay has not been having the best postseason. He had game 5 it was game 5 versus Dallas where he went off. But outside of that, he really hasn't been shooting the ball the best. He hasn't been the most consistent. So
can't get separation.
Yeah.
Looks like our receivers.
Oh, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill. But it is a difference though, man. Like, if he is gonna be up and down like that, yeah, Boston make it interesting, man. They can make it interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Steph by himself would be enough.
No, he needs help. I told you. He's like Luka.
He has a fringe top 75 NBA player. And they going
Clay ain't the same though.
He's not.
He ain't the same. But with the emergence of Poole, Wiggins had a good game.
Be more consistent,
but even Draymond Green, you need more than just Wiggins showing up out of that crew.
You need a backpack 3 from Draymond. And that thing going one of the ugliest, but it's going. He's good. He's good for 2 of those a game. I feel like he needs that. He didn't give us that
for the Warriors to win. Yeah, you need that type of momentum.
Yeah,
you need maybe an and one from him or something. A block. That's the type of stuff you need.
Hey, but you know what? We got to also shout out my man. Was it Derek White?
Oh, actually, yeah. No, he was crazy.
Yo, he's their Fred Van Fleet. He's the Fred Van Fleet. That's who he is. He had the baby.
Yeah, he was a huge reason they won.
Bro, he has the baby. He's been hooping ever since. Just like Fred Van Fleet. And what happened that year in Fred Van Fleet? He had the baby, started hooping. What they do? They won it. So I do think that, maybe I need to change my pick.
I'll give you a chance.
I ain't going to change this yet. Wifey might be watching. Golden State, Dub Nation. Let's go. Shout out to wifey.
If the Celtics go up 2-0, I don't think you could change your pick, though, right?
Yes, I can. I'll be here with my green hat on. You better stop playing. You know I got the Celtics. I done had my Celtics hat now. I done had the Celtics hat since the pandemic started. So I'll pull up that bink. Yeah, man.
Can I find? Hold on, futures. Ooh, I mean it flipped. Celtics minus 190, Warriors plus 160.
Oh,
for the champion.
Uh-oh. See? They feeling that energy. They feeling that's that daddy energy, bro. When you get you a baby and you start hooping,
finals MVP switch too. Yesterday I put $10 in for Curry at like minus 110. Now he's plus 165. Tatum's at plus 125. Tatum's the
he's
odds-on favorite for finals MVP right now.
Okay.
It definitely flipped.
That's weird though. Probably because they think that if Boston wins the series, Boston wins the series, him playing bad game one, he's ultimately going to play better. But because right now, I would think that Jaylen Brown will probably be more the front runner than Jason Tatum, just based off of how he played. But if you're saying over a series,
and Tatum, I think put up enough stats in game one, where that his overall points per game is going to look good because you had those 13 assists.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, bro, I think Boston was 12 assists, 1 turnover in that fourth. Whereas when you look at with Golden State, not only did they go cold, but they turned the ball over way more as well, man. They were like sloppy at times in that fourth.
Next year, Golden State plus 500. Boston plus 500. Those two are the odds-on favorite. They have the Nets at plus 500 for next year.
Shoo.
I would not bet that.
Let's go.